you're doing well.
Hi, Hannah. Hi.
So it's a pleasure having you here. You mentioned that you have a thought that's like really bringing you distress, and I thought that we could do some work on it today. So can you share what your thought is?
Yeah, it is that I don't deserve to be healthy.
Mm. And do you have a specific moment in time that you can think of where that belief was alive in you?
As a young child, yeah.
Okay.
As a very, as a very small child, yeah.
How old are you?
3,
3.
4.
And where can you, like a specific moment in time, where are you?
Okay. I'm in. Okay, so I'm a little bit older. I'm maybe 5 or 6, and I'm in my bedroom in Wales.
Okay, so you can picture it?
Oh yeah,
Great.
Yeah, I can picture.
So now that I know you're in your bedroom in Wales, I'm going to use that as a trigger to get you back into that moment, because it's really
Mm,
great to do this work in a specific moment in time. Okay? So
yeah.
I'm going to take it as
Okay.
my responsibility to hold your thought for you that you don't deserve to be healthy, and to hold the moment for you so you don't have to hold it and you can just be present answering the questions as they come. So we're going to do
Okay.
this process of inquiry where we're going to question your thinking, and I'm going to
Mm,
explain the process as we go along. There's 4 questions, and then there's a turnaround, which is basically saying the opposite of the thought and giving us a totally different way of looking at the situation. Okay?
mm, mm.
So there you are in your bedroom in Wales, let's 5 or 6 years old, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and invite you to do something, because I would imagine that your 5-year-old self, did 5-year-old also go by Louise?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So little Louise might not necessarily be super excited to talk to me, who's a perfect stranger. So what you can do is you can go into the room. If you have her permission, you can ask her, "Hey, do I have your permission to go into the room?" Does she let?
Hmm.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Great.
She's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you can sit wherever, as close to her as is comfortable for her. And when I ask the questions, I want you to imagine that you're asking the questions and that she's giving the answers and that you're going to be speaking for her.
Okay.
Okay. So is it true that you don't deserve to be healthy?
Yes, because nobody is in my life. Nobody's
Mm,
healthy. The adults aren't healthy, so I won't be healthy.
okay. And can you absolutely know that it's true that you don't deserve to be healthy?
Well, my mother, um, yeah, I really feel it. I don't really know what it is like to be healthy. I don't really know that feeling.
So you feel like it's absolutely true that you don't deserve to be healthy because you don't even know how to wrap your head around the term itself?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you react when you believe the thought that you don't deserve to be healthy?
Well, I feel I feel sad and I feel really sort of shut down inside, but I also feel secure, you know. It's like what, where I'm meant to be, how I'm meant to be.
Because it's comfortable, because it's
It
what you
feels
know.
yeah, it feels safe, it feels secure because there's not a lot else that is particularly safe and secure around
But
right now.
having that surety that you can't be healthy, you can hold on to that. It's almost like a safety blanket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
And what are you unable to do when you believe the thought that you don't deserve to be healthy?
I don't have to look after other people.
Hmm. What else?
I don't have to go to school, which I absolutely hate.
So, so you don't have to go to school, and so this is serving you as like a really great excuse to get out of doing things you don't want to do. Okay.
Yeah, I can make my body feel bad, enough that it will
Wow.
convince other people, and I won't have to. Oh, I feel really emotional now. I won't have to go to school, and I won't have to look after my mum.
So I want you to just take a deep breath and take as many breaths as you need. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So I asked, what are you unable to do? And you told me what you don't have to do. Do you feel the difference in the language a little bit?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for me, the connotation of what are you unable to do is more like, oh, what are the things you really want to do that you're held back from doing by believing the thought? Does that make sense? So I'd
say
like you
that
to,
again, sorry.
like, if I think of myself, if I'm believing the thought, I don't deserve to be healthy, something I'm unable to
Yeah.
do when I believe that thought is usually my response is going to be something that I want to do that I'm held back from. So I'm unable to get up and go for a walk, or I'm unable to eat a healthy meal. I'm unable
Mm.
to love myself, let's say, right?
Yeah,
And what you
yeah.
said is the things you don't have to do, which has been really informative and educational for you, right? So what's interesting is if you can explore what are the things that maybe you want to do that you can't do when you're believing
Uh,
that you don't deserve to be healthy.
yeah, well, I can't be in the world really. I can't be like normal people, um, and just know that I can join in with stuff.
So you kind of hold
And I
yourself back.
can't. Yeah, I just can't have that freedom of uh, of being part. Just being in the world and being part of things. Yeah.
Anything
I'm
else?
unable. You're unable to make plans if you somehow believe you're going to be unwell, right? So you can't be like almost everybody else who just makes plans.
And so there's a really interesting concept that Byron Katie introduced to me, which is this idea of what she calls business. So it's a little bit different from how we talk about it in the regular world. In Byron Katie's world, she talks about there being three different kinds of business. There's your business, there's other people's business, and there's God's business. So a simple
Yeah.
example of that is if it rains, we could sort of say that's God's business, right? Because God has control over whether it rains. If you put
Mm.
on a raincoat, that's your business. If I put
Mm.
on a raincoat, that's my business, right? It's another person's business. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when you're in your business, that's when you feel fully in your body and empowered and present in the moment and alive.
Yeah.
So the question for you is, whose business are you in when you believe the thought that you don't deserve to be healthy?
Well, I want to say my mother's. I don't know if that's um, certainly not my business.
Hmm. So you know that it's not yours and you kind of can't figure out whose business it is.
I just think it's my mother's. It's certainly not God's business. I know what God wants. God is keeping me very healthily, really, and all that. So it's not God's business. It's just
Well,
I
who
think.
decides what you deserve?
Pardon?
Who decides what you deserve? Who has control over what you deserve and what you don't deserve?
Well, right now, talking to my little child, it's my mother. So
Hmm.
it's my mother's
Got it.
business.
Got it.
It's my mother's business. It's like my mother's body's my body. It's like, yeah, the umbilical cord is still, yeah, there.
So close your eyes for a second and really feel that. Notice what it is when you leave your own business to go over into your mother's business.
Mm.
So if you leave your business to go into your mother's business, who's left with you?
Well, no one. Yeah, it feels very uncomfortable actually to be feel my mother's business.
Hmm.
but it feels very, it's, I think, you know, it just feels very scary, but at the same time, like as if I had no choice about it.
Well, when you believe a thought like that, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the same way that, I don't know, if someone were to believe that all men are pigs, then they don't have a choice but to treat men in a certain way. They just can't help themselves. Do you know what I mean? And so for you, what I would like you to do is explore, both of you, right? Older Louise and younger Louise. So picture yourselves, you're both in that room. And I want you
Yeah.
to imagine the thought that you don't deserve to be healthy. I want you to imagine it walking out the room. So it can be a collection of words, or it can be personified as some sort of a creature, whatever you guys decide, but it's going to leave the room and it's decided to go somewhere. Where does it want to go? To eat a bunch of junk food, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
You see it doing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there you are without the thought. How are you without it?
Lots better. It's much nicer. Much nicer. Yeah.
How do you feel in your body?
Cleaner.
Mm. So now we're going to do the thing called turnarounds, which Byron Katie that's the term she uses for saying the opposite of the thought. And basically, I kind of see, you know, like there's a way that you can see the world as being kind of like a hologram, where the microcosm is like an extrapolation of the macrocosm. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but you know what I mean, right? So this microcosm of this sentence, you don't deserve to be healthy, within it, if you just kind of turn it around, it's almost like if it was a diamond and you could turn it around. So the opposite of it has all of the lessons that this belief has to teach us.
Yeah.
Packed into that phrase, okay? It's all the opposites are there. And
Yeah.
one of the things that happens when we believe a thought that brings us distress is that our perspective becomes very myopic. You know how you were saying,
Yeah.
like, I don't have a choice, I have to think that way? It's like you got kind of narrow tunnel vision. So
Mm-hmm.
exploring different ways of thinking is going to open up our minds and give us a chance to have expanded consciousness instead, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
in order to turn a thought around, you're just going to pick one word in the sentence, okay? So the sentence is, you don't deserve to be healthy. And obviously, for I and not you, I'm just saying it for your sake. You don't deserve to be healthy.
Yeah.
Pick one word in that sentence and say the opposite of that word.
So I want to choose deserve.
Okay.
That's I want to choose deserve because I can see now how kind of ridiculous that is. Right, and so
What's the
the opposite
opposite
of
of
the idea of
deserve?
deserve.
Yeah.
Um, well, I entitled to, accept.
Those are synonyms.
Hmm. Well, oh, so the opposite of deserve. So I don't deserve. Okay, sorry. So I don't deserve.
So
Yeah.
maybe you don't not deserve. Because I don't actually know an opposite of deserve. Otherwise, I would offer you one.
That's what I'm struggling with. I
Yeah.
can't think of an
So
opposite.
we could just say not deserve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't not deserve to be healthy.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is, in order to give some evidence, in order to allow this thought to exist in the universe with like a little bit more weight, we're going to do the exact same thing you did at the beginning of the inquiry. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed when I asked you, is it true? You're like, yes, it's true because of this and because of this and because of this and because of this. Do you remember when you did that? I don't know anybody who's healthy and my mother and this and that. Okay. So what you did was you just piled
Yeah.
up, you stacked up a whole list of evidence to support your belief. So we're going to do the exact same thing with the opposite.
Mm.
Okay. So we need at least 3 pieces of evidence, 3 reasons why it's true that you don't not deserve to be healthy.
Mhm. Um, it's hard to put it into word. Hard to. Um, well, because well, for me, because I'm a child of God, so I don't
Mhm.
not deserve to be healthy, do I?
What's another reason?
Um, I am beautiful person. I don't know. Is it stuff like that? Is it kind of?
Whatever's true for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm a beautiful soul.
Mm.
Um,
Maybe invite
is-
little Louise to also help out.
yeah. Well, she is. I mean, that's kind of it, because I think, you know, we know that when we're children, more than perhaps
Mm.
now. Um, um, because I have the, I want to say it, but it's too negative. I want to say I'm equal to everyone else. I'm equal to every other human being.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
And one of the things that comes up for me is like when I meet a 5-year-old, I can't imagine what it is they could possibly do to earn anything. You know what I mean? Like they can't earn their existence. They can't earn their health. They couldn't, like the word deserve kind of a little bit falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm a child. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And somehow we think that as adults, we're like less children, but I kind of think we're still, I don't know. I still feel like I'm a little kid.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So let's do another opposite. You don't
Hmm.
deserve to be healthy.
Okay, healthy.
Okay.
So I don't deserve to be unhealthy, ill.
Okay. Pick
Can we
pick
use ill?
one. Pick whichever word works for you.
Ill is more resonant for me. I think I would say that to myself more. Yeah.
Okay. How is that true that you don't deserve to be ill?
Because I'm not my mother. Because that's her business.
Hmm.
Because I'm a child. Because what was the first one I said? Sorry. Oh, because it's my mother's business, wasn't it? Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. So that's my mother's business. I'm a
That she
child.
that she thinks
Mm,
you deserve to be sick, or that she thinks she
yeah.
deserves to be sick.
Both.
Uh,
Um, yeah. I think there's a name for it, isn't there? Munchausen's. I can't remember what it is, but anyway.
ah.
Um, I mean, it wasn't that overt, but it was enough. You know? Um, um, well, because I have the right to health, same as everybody else. It's like I'm no worse than anyone else. Like God is not judging me to be worse than anyone else and giving me illness.
Hmm.
That's
Anything.
quite a powerful one, because I was brought up in a religious, that religion was a big part of it when I was young. You know.
And it's that same religion that can shed light on this. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Do you have any other reasons on why you don't deserve to be ill?
I haven't done anything wrong, my little child wants to say.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't done anything wrong with her words. I think there's the sense of there's something being wrong with me, and then it being a kind of a punishment, or the natural order of things to be ill as a result. Is
Hmm.
that is what I'm feeling anyway. I know it's not exactly what you're asking for, but
And you're realizing that that logic doesn't resonate.
well, it's bullshit. I've got children of my own. I mean, it's, as you say, when you have children, you're like, man. However, when you have your own children, you can also see how easily things transmit. You really have to do your work, because the toxins kind of transmit very easily.
Yeah.
The emotional toxin.
So a thought came up for me of why you don't deserve to be ill, right? Your little self was saying she didn't do anything wrong, but it's also being ill makes it hard for her to do good in the world, which is what she wants to do.
Yeah.
It's like not as helpful to the world if she's hiding.
Yeah.
So let's try one more turnaround. So can you think of another word that you'd like to say the opposite of? You don't deserve to be sick? No, you don't deserve to be healthy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So you
I
do
do.
deserve to be healthy. Okay. So give me 3 reasons why that's true.
It's everybody's birthright. It's what's normal and right for everybody to be healthy. It is there isn't actually any concrete thing that can make me sick. It's not real that there's particularly anything wrong. So health follows naturally. I'm a lovely child who is wanting and ready to be active in the world.
One more reason why you do deserve to be healthy?
Well, I want to say because God says so. God wants me to be.
That's the voice inside. Mm. So one of the things that I like to recommend to people is to find actionable ways to integrate the new understandings into their lives, right? So you don't not deserve to be healthy, you don't deserve to be ill, and you do deserve to be healthy. So in addition to just writing them down, what are things that you can do on a daily basis that will help to integrate those new understandings and further boost them up in your consciousness?
That's hard because I try already. I try really hard, and when a thought comes in my head, like, oh, you're not going to be able to do this thing because you're going to be sick, I try and just see it as a thought, and I just sort of try and say stop. Like sometimes I put my hand up and just say stop. But I don't find it, well, it's quite hard work. I don't find it to be terribly effective.
So I'll share with you something that I notice sometimes is really sitting down with a thought and giving it a chance to be heard and questioned changes the scene. So just because in the past you didn't feel like this was doable, that doesn't mean in the future it won't necessarily be doable. Something I know for myself whenever I've done work with younger parts of myself is I I bring them with me. Like I hold them in a certain part of my body. Maybe I have them sit on my shoulder or wrap themselves around my leg, or I can feel them in my heart or something like that. And whenever I do something that resonates with health, with vibrancy in some way, so then I check in with this part of myself and say, you know what I mean? Like, oh, wow, see, we deserve to be healthier. We don't deserve to be ill. And it can be just to sort of re-bolster this other way of thinking, rather than waiting for when a negative thought comes up, giving this so much evidence that it helps to become more of your reality, if that makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's very helpful.
Another thing you can do is do an art project that brings, you know, where you actually use the words, or that you do an image, or you do something that like really brings it to life to help like further integrate. Because through art, we tap into the subconscious, which is where most of these beliefs are living anyway. So it kind of helps to integrate them in a different kind of way.
Yeah, I'd really like to do that. That would really work for me, I think. Yeah.
And even when you do, yes?
Well, sorry, like you were saying, when you are doing something that makes you feel good. I mean, I think when I go for my walks, you know, in the woods and things, or, you know, to do the reinforcing then would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they can be little things, you know, you ate a salad, you hugged somebody you love, just all those little things that are life affirming.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for doing this session with me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you.